Get your men together. It's time to invade the G.I. Joe collection and rebuild it from scratch. Ladies and gentlemen, the only man crazy enough to take on this mission, G.I. Jason. Get ready to lock and load with G.I. Jason as he presents Collecting is Half the Battle. Lock and load, people. Move out!
Hello everybody, Jason up New 80's Revolution down here in the cave for another episode of Collecting is Half the Battle. Today is kind of a special episode of Collecting is Half the Battle, and it's going to kickstart maybe like a new little daily sub-show kind of thing. I've always been asked, what are your favorite this? What are your favorite that? Well, okay, let's talk favorites. We're gonna start talking about favorites. We're gonna do a 5. We're gonna do our top 5 of everything. Top 5 of everything from the 80s. Absolutely everything that I can think of. Kind of like in the vein of the Whatever Happened To series, which season 2 of that is going to start back up again. I've got to come up with some new topics, but while I'm thinking on that, we'll just do my top 5 everything. My top 5 everything. And we're going to start on today's show with my top 5 G.I. Joe figures thus far in my collection. That's right. But first, a bonus portion of the show. We have another 1986 figure to add to the shelf, and we're going to do that right now as we add. Oh, that's a little bigger. Hold on, let's see what hand this fits properly in. There we go, that should do it. Well, you figured it out. Sergeant Slaughter 1986 has been added to the collection because we now have the baton to complete him. He is, well, definitely different than the 1985 Slaughter. 85 Slaughter has the USA across the tank top, and he has black pants. This one has camo pants and black tank with no USA, but we got the baton. Looks like possibly a repro baton. Yes, that's okay. Sergeant Slaughter, we gotta get him straightened up. Sergeant Slaughter is added to the 1986 collection. So, all right, let's talk repros. Let's talk repro accessories. The only time I'm going to get a repro accessory is if the original accessories are stupid expensive. Or, you know, if I have the figures and not the accessories. And I have 1, 2, 3 more figures that I have that need accessories for 1986. One is missing a pistol. One is missing a walkie-talkie and a hose, one of those air hoses. And again, you have no idea. Those air hoses all look the same. They're just a black, thin hose. You know, come on. If somebody went to Home Depot and got the exact hose and cut it to the exact length, I'm going to buy that for $3.99 versus getting the original for $18.99 or something stupid like that. So I have no problem with repros, and they're very nice. I mean, these are decent quality products, especially the little walkie-talkies. You know, where are you going to find those? All right, so Sergeant Slaughter has been added to the 86 stash. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 figures from 1986. And about 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. We got about 24 to go for 1986. About. All right, so now let us get into my top 5 G.I. Joe figures from the collection thus far. And I got a feeling that it's probably not going to change as we get deeper into the line, 86, 87, 88, and 89 before ending it. Because a lot of those figures I'm not familiar with. And what I've realized is that I'm so far behind in the cartoon. Liam and I were watching the cartoon back before his mother approved it. And so we were kind of sneaking it, sneaking it at night, in the mornings. I remember there was a period of time where Liam would get up at like 6 in the morning and wake me up so that we could go downstairs and do whatever we wanted, good stuff. We watched the Turtles. We watched G.I. Joe. This was all before he was allowed to. But we started watching it, and then we stopped. We just stopped watching it. And so I want to pick back up again. So I think I'm going to make G.I. Joe part of my nightly, routine of show watching. We'll add them right alongside Magnum PI. I mean, it's easy to do. We're talking 22-minute episodes, so that shouldn't be hard. Because I need to familiarize myself with some of the guys that are coming later on in the line. But first, top five GI Joes that I currently own. These are not really. One of these is for childhood reasons. Maybe two of them are for childhood reasons. I didn't have a lot of G.I. Joes as a kid, remember? I maybe had about 10 throughout my childhood. Strangely, I had more vehicles than, and that was always a botch on my family's part. And I'm like, they took care of me with the wrestlers. They knew what to do with the LJNs, but with any other toy line, because I didn't speak of it often, they didn't know what to do. I remember I told you the one year that I got like 8 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures and no turtles, right? I got Shredder, Splinter, April, Bebop, Rocksteady, Rat King, and I think Casey Jones, and that's it. I never got a turtle figure that year for Christmas. They didn't know what they were doing. So with G.I. Joes, I would just get vehicles, like, So I had the the Mobat and the Sky Striker and the Dragonfly, and no figures. So anyway, let's do it. So top five in no particular order. I wouldn't say. No, I'm going to say we're going to do these in order. All right, my number 5 favorite G.I. Joe figure that I have thus far is the 1985 Storm Shadow. That's right, Storm Shadow is my 5th favorite G.I. Joe figure that I have thus far. And as you'll see, I'm kind of partial to the Ninja Karate figures. And I think I know why. I think it's because they remind me of wrestlers. Or when I was a kid, the Karate Kid movement and all that fun stuff. So ninjas and karate guys were definitely a big part of the 80s childhood. I think I've told you before, like every kid took karate lessons for at least 2 weeks. Everybody's parent paid the $90 to get the gi, and then you went to like 2 classes and you were a ninja. You were a super karate expert. Kind of like the kids on Cobra Kai, right? Like 6 months worth of lessons and they're just animals. Anyway, number 5, Storm Shadow. Love it. Love the swords. Love the accessories. Love the backpack or the was that like quills? Are those quills? I don't know. He doesn't have a bow and arrow. I don't know. Anyway, Storm Shadow, number 5. Number 4. Tough one. Yeah, we'll go with this. Number 4, along the same vein, is my number 4 favorite G.I. Joe figure from 1986. Nope, 1985. Storm Shadow was 1984. This is 1985's Quick Kick. Yes, that's right. Quick Kick, another karate figure. I have seen him in the cartoon. Where I'm at in the cartoon, Quick Kick has just entered, and he's a karate expert. He's the beast. Quick Kick is my number. This is a really clean figure. Really nice figure. Comes with the sword. I don't know, what is that? A katana. And the nunchucks, right? 80's were all about the nunchucks. And I think until yesterday I was calling them numchucks, right? I didn't, what do they say? I was today years old when I found out they were nunchucks, because I always called them numchucks. But here we are with nunchuck carrying Quick Kick, my number 4 favorite G.I. Joe figure that I currently possess. All right, it's going to be a tough one between these two to go for number 3. All right, my number 3 favorite G.I. Joe figure that I currently own, and one of my top 3 or 4 characters from the cartoon, we're talking about Destro. What a great looking figure, and what a cool character. Like, he would always just, Destro knew he was in charge, and I think Cobra Commander knew he was in charge. But you know that Cobra Commander didn't want to give up the seat, right? Didn't want to pass the baton, pass the torch to Destro. And there was always that underlying, tension between these two, Cobra Commander and Destro. You just knew that they were going to square off at some point. Very cool. Destro, it's just a great looking figure. I think the next 2 figures, like the 3 figures here, Destro and the next 2, for me are like visual icons of the 80's, right? They just bring you back to childhood just by looking at them. Destro's one of them, just that look. All right, my second favorite G.I. Joe that I possess currently. You might be surprised by this, but it's Baroness. I don't know. I love the evil women in the cartoons, right? And Baroness she's nasty. She's mean. She's hardcore. And I always loved how she would show up in disguise, and just totally look like a different person, right? They would always do that on cartoons, G.I. Joe. They would just, they'd have that futuristic designer, high quality movie Hollywood face mask that would just turn them into a completely different person and change the voice and everything. And then you unveil it to see that it's Baroness. She would do that a lot. But I just dig the bad girls. I like the evil females. And Baroness is a good looking figure. Yeah, I dig the all black, the black glasses, the black hair. Baroness is my second favorite G.I. Joe figure, and of course, I had to choose which one I wanted, because I had 2 to choose from. But ultimately, I decided that my number 1 favorite G.I. Joe figure that I currently own is Hooded Cobra Commander. Yes, of course. We've got Hooded Cobra Commander versus, regular face mask Cobra Commander. I love this figure. I love the hood. I think that's just mercenary-ish. Just evil, right? Just rocking the hood. Very cool. I love Cobra Commander. I love the name Cobra Commander. I still use Cobra Commander today to describe, just people in power, I've referred to the children's mother a few times as Cobra Commander. You know, the mother-in-law sometimes is Cobra Commander. Yeah. So, love it. Love this guy. And that's what I was saying. These three for me are definitely visual reminders of the 80s. Like, looking at these three figures just takes you back to childhood. But Cobra Commander, number one, the evildoer. The evildoer who just never seems to be able to conquer the world as he always hopes to do. Just never seems to pull it off. Honorable mention indeed to these two fellas. Honorable mention to Zammot and Tomax. I always loved these guys as kids. As a kid, loved them. I just thought they were great. The cartoon, they're hilarious. They are hilarious in the cartoon. They do the classic twin thing where you finish the twin sentence, but it's so stupid because it's not like they're saying anything. You know, they're like, how are you doing? You know, like what what's the point of that? But Tomax and Zammot, honorable mention, favorite G.I. Joe figures that I have. I do have a favorite that I haven't mentioned, but he's not on the shelf yet, so I can't tell you who it is. But I do have a number one all-time G.I. Joe figure that's not on the shelf, so I can't say that I own him thus far. Big Boa. Big Boa. There's a little spoiler for you. Big Boa is my favorite figure of all time, but technically I don't have him yet because he's not on the shelf. But anyway, so that's the top 5 that I currently own. And we're going to get back into the cartoon. Definitely going to bring that back and start watching it tonight. We'll start it up tonight. Got some Magnum PI to watch tonight, followed by an episode of G.I. Joe. And then we pick back up with WWF 1984. That's my night. That is my vintage TV watching night. So, all right, we'll be back. We'll pick them back up again. Top 5. I'll do top 5 LJNs. I'll do top 5 Galoobs. I'll do the top 5 lunch pails that I own, top 5 Nintendo games, my top 5 horror movies, everything. We'll have fun with it. Top 5 foods, past and present. I think I already did my top 5 beers. That show didn't go over very well. You guys just don't want to see me drink beer, I guess. That's that. We'll see y'all later. Any moms watching the channel, which I seriously doubt, happy Mother's Day. Good night now.